What is good, YouTube? This will be my video breakdown for episode 21 of the season 4 of Arrow Monument Point. And as the title suggests, Monument Point was the target of the nuclear bomb that Damien, Dark and Hive tried to hit. So firstly, this was a really good episode after such a disappointing episode. After Canary Cry, I felt last week's episode was really weak. So this week's was a really good episode. Thea's boyfriend got killed. We've seen Thea in some cool fighting scenes, killing the guy that she gave a red mark. Can't quite remember his name. So Thea's character is becoming really strong now. I hope within season 5 they give her a much stronger role. So the episode was based around them stopping Genesis, stopping a nuclear strike. So it started off with Thea being told by Malcolm Merlin what the plan was, basically to blow up the world and rebuild. Kind of similar to what he tried to do when he tried to blow up the city in season 1 or 2, I think it was. So yeah, that's kind of what Thea's main focus was at the start. So basically it was kind of focused around Felicity and her dad, the calculators, because basically they're computer hackers, so they were trying to stop the nuclear bombs, which to be fair they did a good job of, but they didn't quite stop all of them, as they changed the kind of point where the nuclear hit. It hit Haven Rock instead of Monument Point. So it kills tens of thousands of people instead of a few million. So they did kind of save the day, but they didn't. But in some sense, Haven Rock has nothing to do with the program. As far as I know, I'm not too kind of handy with the Arrow comic book, so I don't know if it has anything to do with that. If it does, let me know. So basically, yeah, there was some cool things. I mean, Hive had a big fight with Team Arrow and August. We see that Danny Brick, which was one of the villains from I think season 2 or 3, was working for Damien Dark. So that was kind of cool to see. But it was a little bit disappointing that Arrow kind of owned him in under a minute. But it's cool to see Vinnie Jones back, having an English guy back in the program, so that was an awesome bit. Just the fight scene could have been a lot better, but Arrow did actually fire some arrows this week, so that's why I've put an arrow of him on the thumbnail. So that was a pretty cool scene. I can't really see where the calculator is going to go after this, because he's kind of useless after this. Lance has kind of given up his job as a police officer, as he didn't sign the agreement saying that he didn't know who the Black Canary was, so he's kind of given up his job. Felicity got fired from her own company. I don't quite understand that, as she's CEO, but seeing as she was never there, it kind of does make sense how she got fired from her board. So that's kind of what happened in a nutshell, but the most interesting part was we see Baron Ryder having a fight with Oliver in a flashback, and him using his voodoo magical powers, kind of like Damien Dark. He draws his power from I can't remember what it's called, I'm just going to call it an urn. But the most interesting part at the end was John Diggle and Oliver Queen walk into Damien Dark, and he's absorbing all the tens of thousands of powers from the people that had died in Haven Rock. So I think there's only 2 more episodes left. So now Damien Dark is the big bad. He's kind of the badass. He looks invincible. So obviously we've seen in the episode before that Oliver can control white magic, which I've been reading up on Arrow a tiny bit, and I think in the comic book he kind of has a bit of white magic. So he's obviously going to need help from someone, whether it be Vixen, someone magical, or Constantine. Constantine was mentioned last week, I believe, so it would be really cool for them to bring Constantine in for the finale, as after they've killed Laurel Lance, #NoArrow with Laurel Lance is actually quite popular on Twitter, Instagram and Tumblr. So they need to do something dramatic to pull fans back in. But Stephen Amell did say that at the end of the season you'll be left asking a question. Will that question be, will I continue watching Arrow? Or damn, I can't wait to see season 5. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe and comment, as that helps my little channel grow an awful lot. Flash this week, if you haven't seen my video, I'll put a card somewhere. Flash was a lot better, but Arrow really picked itself up this week. Good on you, Arrow team. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon.